Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. It's Monday night, so you know what that means. It means we're here to talk all things the Gilded Age. And if I do say so myself, another decent episode. We're moving the story along. We're finally getting a little bit of somewhere, and I can't wait. But y'all see her, y'all love her, y'all know her. Tyra over at Struggle Reviews TV. How are you today? And are you ready to dive into episode 4 of the Gilded Age?
Girl, yes, I'm great and stuff was happening.
She said, I'm great and stuff was happening. Let me just say hello really quickly. And you guys know we will never belabor the point. We're going to dive right into the slides. But Tremaine, hey, sis. Hope you're having an amazing Monday. Hey, pretty girl Danny, showing love on all the channels. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you, sis. Hey, Pamela Morell. Good to see you. Nice to see you. Darfalina on vacay, coming in and
Show
showing
it up.
love. I mean, because I know a couple hurricanes, a couple beignets. I didn't know Darfalina. I didn't know you was going to be here tonight, sis. Good to see you. Hope you're having an amazing time uh, in New Orleans. Hope it's fun
Yes.
and not too hot. But y'all, let's get into the episode. And we start here every single time. Tyra, I want to know
Mhm.
from you overall thoughts on season 4 in comparison to the rest of the season so far.
You trying to make us go season 4, season 3?
Oh, season 3. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Help us out.
I was
All
trying to
right.
say, am I behind? No.
Help
Like
us
I was really trying to hold it together till we get to our overall thoughts. But this is a show. This is what I was talking about. This is where we needed to be. This is very much, and we keep mentioning, well, you do because I know you watch it and you love it, the Downtown Abbey of it, or just an older, maybe shows that feel like a decade gone by where you weren't like fully cooked season one. You didn't really have it all together. You had a premise and you knew what you wanted to do and what it looked like. And executing it, we're still kind of trying to find our way. And it feels like now we're finding it.
out.
We're here. And I feel like this episode, just like the last one, it is a very well rounded episode. I feel like we touched on everybody yet again. And I didn't feel cheated with anybody. I don't feel it dragged anywhere. It was a really, really good episode.
It was. It was strong writing. It was strong acting. The pacing was good. We're moving along. We're touching all of the key points. And I think you're right. There's something to be said about a show getting the time and breadth and space to find a rhythm,
Yeah.
especially for the cast, because you have to think about it. There's so many cast members because there are a lot of characters in the show. But not only that, it's a big crew, right? We have different writers, different directors, EPs, all of that goes into making a cohesive show. And I think we take it for granted a lot, right? When we see a spectacular show, it's like,
Yeah.
dang, how did they hit it out of the park on their first run, first season, first episode? I've loved this all the way through, but I will say so far, season 3 is my favorite season thus far in the series. I would definitely go with that.
It's cooking now. Like the first season for me was one of those brilliant shows, and it's like if they really got a chance, maybe if we got more seasons. It felt like Cancel City to me. One of those big massive shows where you can tell I can't find the budget for this show. I'm sure they're hiding it, but they spend money here, and it's just like man, we could have went somewhere, but shows aren't allowed to kind of cook now or get find some footing. So the fact that they're giving that, in my opinion, I think it's made it an even better process because it's cooking now for
Child,
me.
that Max, that damn HBO Max now, they're back to HBO Max. They get some coin somewhere for the shows they want to find coin for because and just like that is listen,
Oh,
if
oh,
if
girl,
it gets
that's
another
fancy.
season,
Fancy.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with that. But easing on down the road, you guys know how we do it. We're gonna go character by character, and then we'll kind of get into the things that stood out in the episode to me. And I want to start over here with Miss Sky because some things happened in Black Newport this episode. And Miss Sky, I just want to say, take a moment out for wardrobe and costuming.
Mhm.
Immaculate. All of her looks in Newport have been chef's kiss, but I especially love the blush and the brown look that she had on when she went to speak. So not only do we get to sit down, which I have a slide for with the Kirklands, but we also get the opportunity to her for her to get her suffrage on, right?
Yeah.
We even get to
Get to
see
see.
Chow. She just happened to make the meeting. But we're seeing her finally doing the things that she loves. We're talking about her writing. She's getting to speak up for herself and for the rights. And now, kind of privy to the way Mama Kirkland treated Papa Scott. Tyra, talk to me about Miss Scott and her evolution this episode. I enjoyed it. I felt like, all right, Mama Kirkland, keep playing. I think Peggy might have something for you.
I I mean, I just want to know how far Mama's gonna have to go for Peggy to pop off because she was like, "Well, oh, that's why you and Daddy were arguing." And I was like, "And and Peggy," but getting to see Peggy speak was really great because I was feeling a little wayward as far as her trajectory as a character now, like aligning with her career. We were hearing about it, even with oh, Miss Peggy trying to sweet talk her in that bed. I can't wait to come in here and see your writing. I was like, are we going to get to see it? And we finally did here, and it did exactly what I needed to do. I really wanted her to be more influential in the space for who she is. Peggy is, a new up and coming type of woman. So to see her inspire this room of women in Newport, and also get to see how Miss Felicia and them decided to kind of react. This is Peggy is a woman of means, and it's just like, oh, like, well, I would have preferred to. Yeah, I think it's going to get messy, but I just want to know how far it's going to have to go for her to stand up and go, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, I think it's there. I wish I would have caught the still of it. But in the episode last night, when it's like towards the end of the episode after we've seen Mama Kirkland live in action and gets the doctor to come on,
Mm-hmm.
is that what Daddy was mad about? Yeah, and then
Mm-hmm.
Peggy's face kind of, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we have something to look forward there too. But I do have a question for you, Tyra, because I done posted my shorts about, the situation last week on the TikTok and got a response from someone, and he is very pissed off at the show. He says that he doesn't feel as though the show depicts overt racism enough in terms of Peggy. I told him everyone's lived experience is different and that I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the nuance of a character like Peggy who's been sheltered, who's been protected all of her life, who hasn't really been exposed to the world outside of their black opulence and wealth, right? In Brooklyn, they're
Mm-hmm.
in their own little corner in their own little chair. I liked it, Tyra, and we've gotten the racism. Are you mad that the show's not taking time out to really delve into the atrocities of white on black racism at this point?
I'm tired personally. I think just seeing Peggy Scott was a breath of fresh air for everybody because we don't get that depiction. I think if we lean more into the racism side, it would be kind of run of the mill and the expectation of, well, of course this is what it is. I think it's been a revelation to see Peggy just kind of flourish in these spaces, to know that there was this and then there was this also, like we're getting the bourgeois and stuff with Felicia Rashad's character and so on and so forth. I think we have an abundance of that,
Point.
and we can also have an abundance of this.
Amen. I mean, representation should run the gamut. That's the point of representation and seeing different characters is that everyone should have a different lived experience. We have been bashed over the head with overt racism my whole life. So it's refreshing when I see another take because I know that while racism was pervasive, we know that
Mhm.
it still is. Not everyone's experience was the same. And we saw it in season 2 when Peggy goes to Alabama and
Yeah.
has her encounter there. And she's like, oh my gosh, like they
Yeah.
warned me, but I haven't.
Mhm.
And I also like this the I guess the premise or the fact that Papa Scott, finding out that he was a slave, has done
Yeah.
his best to shield Peggy from all of that, which kind of makes me give him a little bit of grace, a
I give him a lot
tinge.
of grace. I give him a lot
I
of
give him a tinge of grace about that other man, but on the other side of that, I
grace.
think the Newport blacks and the Brooklyn blacks are kind of two sides of the same coin. And what do you think about
Yeah.
that in terms of, you're not enough. Like you're one of
Yeah,
those.
it's still I mean it's here. I like it here with the Newport blacks and the Brooklyn blacks because it's subtle. It's just as subtle as the racism that Peggy experiences as a black writer, or I'm trying to get my stuff published and I can't, and if I do, I can't even say I'm black or a woman. Like, it's still there. It's just not the overt thing that we're so used to having to swallow every single time. I think this is good. If we could let us have this one thing. Because who
This
knows? Sadly, I don't know when are we going to get another Peggy, or get to see some bourgeoisies, or get to see Newport blacks or Brooklyn blacks, or any type of elitism in this space. I don't know. I'm gonna count my days and let y'all know when I see it.
in this time period, this is in a class of its own, honestly. And I watch a ton of TV, y'all. And we don't see this much. But let's get over here to Ada, honey. She's having seances in the dark. And it's too much now, Tyra. Like I need her to go to Newport. I need you to go with Aurora, and y'all need to take a little vacation and get your mind right, Ada. Because at this point, she's got her in the front room, Tyra, lighting candles in the dark. Agnes is coming in like, Ada, what the hell are you doing? You have this necromancer in my drawing room. Get her out of here. This is still my house. At the end of the day, I don't know where we're going with her character. The super trailer for the rest of the season shows that this is just the beginning of the seance work that Ada's going to be going through. Tyra, is she ever going to be able to deal with this grief? And what is this all about? This was a bit much.
That's what I was about to say. I say this is probably all Ada's grieving process. Unfortunately, like, Ada's always been. It was whimsical, and it gave her this light and this airiness in comparison to Agnes, but she has a little naivete and like childlike whimsy about herself.
A lot of
So
naivety.
this is I think Ada is really, I think she's more broken than I maybe considered. Because I thought we were gonna grieve, and we're gonna have the money, and by this point in the show, we would be kind of moving on to what life looks like now, even currently, because I'm the one wielding the money. No, it's like she's trying to make contact in any way that I could still have that connection. I think at first, when we had the whole, "Are you going to sign this non-alcohol?" So ma'am, how much pressure? I think that was another thing she was trying to use to kind of keep some type of contact there, but that's not really in his belief system. And that was just something that she kind of conjured up and attached herself
Literally.
to. And I don't know if we're gonna if we're gonna even hear about that again. But now it's like I need to somehow make contact even more, all the way down to having a whole seance in the middle of the front room, child. I was like, this is. I just hope she doesn't get taken advantage of. I just hope that all her money stays intact and it doesn't go too far. I don't want to see her be, the crazy lady in the middle of the street. Like, somebody, Agnes would never. She's gonna get a hand on her before, but it's just really sad. I expected to see her having different standing in the show, but it's dwindling mentally every single episode.
Every single time. And unfortunately, outside of somebody being like put in a sanitarium and insane asylum back then,
Mhm.
there was no real
Yeah.
mental health, right? So I'm really wondering where we're
Well,
going because she's giving back
I was
right now.
gonna say, well, Agnes isn't the warmest person in the world. Like, who does she really have to confide in about?
Mary,
I'm hurt. I'm. I mean, all right, but I think she needs. This is her way of getting closure. Maybe she can make some type of contact and get that closure, and then we can kind of move on.
girl, that man ain't talking to her. That man didn't believe in this. But I'll say this. I like thought when she made contact with the cook downstairs who hooked up this whole seance that might have been her outlet because that's the first time we did get to see her exhale and breathe and kind of like just admit to herself, I'm not over this and I'm not handling it well. I
Mhm.
wish she could go to Agnes because Agnes is a widow, but she
Yeah.
just hated her husband. So it's like, I guess it's not the same. Agnes ain't let it man. But I know, and I see you, JW, not to be cold, but they didn't even know each other for that long. I don't know how
Yeah.
she.
Yeah, and I've been saying, I think that's why I can't fully commit to this process, because it was so quick. I swear we got to be with that man for an episode. when I thought that she was going to move on, move out. And then if they wanted to, have it be this impactful, we at least needed her to have some type of sense of marriage for at least 3 to 4 episodes. Lord.
It was like one and done. Like, all right, yeah, he's dying. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, as
he's got the
quickly as they got married, he died. I was like,
cold
and
world.
I thought it was gonna be like the grieving of what never was, but I can't miss what I never had. Like, no, she's acting like they were married for a decade, and he just up and died.
He did. And I do think that's hard for the audience to wrap their head around because we didn't really get I mean, I guess for her it was an epic love because she got it so late. She never expected it. Then to get it and have it so short-lived, that's got to be the biggest tragedy. Even outside of him dying is like she probably would have been better off never having found a love than to find it and lose it like that. I don't know. She'll be the judge of that at the end of the season, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Agnes is getting fitted, honey, for her new gowns, beautiful gowns for this wedding that everybody's got to go to, even though they can't stand Bertha. But and I mean, I think she called Gladys insignificant as well. She said, "Who's coming to see this insignificant child, baby?" But anyway, the bill comes, and Ada grabs the bill. Tyra, I'm so sick of the money storyline. They need to wrap. They should have wrapped this up 2 episodes ago. We get it. There's a new sheriff in town. Ada's got the money, Agnes. Like, I'm really just waiting for Oscar to drop a bag on Agnes's lap so Agnes can be like, all right, I'm rich again and move on. Cause I'm really over that this is the only thing that these two sisters have to talk about, Tyra. I'm over it.
Well, I'm on it now because the fact that they are lingering here, I'm not sure if Asa's going to drop that bag. I feel like maybe we're taking Agnes somewhere else. Maybe we're, gearing Agnes up for, it's the new day, new done for me without that type of income and taking her somewhere else. This just can't be it. I think we would have like maybe moved on from it. Like it's every single episode. I mean, it's just four
Every
so far. It's just four, but four is four, and it's the arguing and I'm no longer welcome at X, Y, and Z, and I had to come straight home because I'm not the one wielding this. It's that every single time. So I'm like, okay, is there going to be a breakdown of you're never going to have that type of autonomy in the house or money again? So what now?
Well, I hope they would get there, Tyra, and just let her make peace with it. Like, you know what? Like, damn, all right. Like, I'm a still be proud, but I know I need to run everything by Ada first. Unless Ada spends all her fortune on the psychic. I mean, we'll see, girl.
Girl, JW said Pumpkin got sold into pet slave. Where is Pumpkin?
Pumpkin ain't be seen, never to be seen or heard from again. Pumpkin gone.
I didn't even notice.
Gone. Gone. Not Agnes. I was hoping, that's what I was hoping, Tamara Sharice. I was hoping that she was going to get on that suffrage bus and
Hmm.
be out there working the campaign or at least, hobnobbing and doing all of the things. But clearly, there is an air of change in the air, literally, Tyra. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that she does something else because people's stocks are changing now. We're
Yeah.
beginning to see some shifts, and we'll get into all of that deeply. Now we have Miss. I told y'all, whoever was it, like, oh no, Bertha doesn't care about Miss Brooke. Bertha likes Miss Brooke. Bertha flat out said, hell no.
Jeez.
Hell no. Hell no. She's not good enough. No. Her station is lowly. Your sister is about to be the highest ranking, debutante, whatever, wife here. So that means you need to have someone up to par as well. And of course, Mr. Russell chimes in, but honestly, he's been castrated. In my mind, it's unforgivable. I will never trust Mr. Russell again. So, Mr. Russell, shut up. Shut up and sit in the corner like a good boy, like the golden retriever that you are. You have no standing here. But Bertha relents and says, okay, I'm going to put her in the bridal party. Larry says, well, I'm going to walk her down the aisle. No, you're not. This is the English wedding. The women are going to go up separate than the men, whatever. He's still in a delusion. And at this point, Larry knows his mother. I'm really confused about this. But anyway, Miss Brooke, they put her in this, you know, and still she's very much lackluster. They send her in to talk to Gladys because she's the only one that can talk to Gladys. I just, her, I, Tyra, you go, because I don't have it for Miss Brooke. I don't have anything for her.
What happened to the teaching? I was at least on the bandwagon with that, and like you said, betwixt the two, we could have really had Miss Brooke and Agnes meeting, having a meeting of the minds with this woman's suffrage thing. Maybe they're waiting on that, or maybe that's a next season thing for all we know. I don't know. But in the meantime, in between time, Miss Brooks is giving and doing nothing. And it's giving and doing nothing for me because we are all about Larry. And we know that ain't going nowhere.
No.
We know that, and it's crazy because you wouldn't have known that first, second season. It's like, we know. We're just waiting until they have a meeting and they have an opportunity to be. No, it's not that. So it's like the longer we linger into him vying for her heart or trying to prove whatever to Bertha, because yeah, if push come to shove, I'm marrying Marion. Yeah, because that's you're not, and we know that
Baby.
that's not happening. So I'm like, what are we gonna do with her moving forward? Because right now it feels like we're wasting time via the super trailer. Whatever she finds out that lets her know that Larry ain't ish, I'll be glad when we get there so we can move on to, okay, this is what Marion's doing. She was so passionate last season.
She
Like,
was. First
I don't
season
know what.
even.
Yeah, she was so passionate. Almost anti-marriage at the point, because I do want to be maybe a woman of the world for a little while and figure out what I want to do career-wise, whatever that is. I just know I don't want to be settled and married with this person. And I'm going to go teach here and kind of go against the Agnes family grain. Right now, she's not doing anything. I don't know.
Nothing. And I wonder sometimes, and if this is the case, I want them to explore it more. Maybe she's been just so disappointed that disappointment has creeped in, and so she's just pulled back and retreated and gone inward. But show that. Like let's really explore that more. I feel like in terms of characters and as good as a job as they've been doing with some of the other characters,
Yeah.
oh God, hers is just every time she
It
comes on the
should
screen, Tyra, I'm like,
grow. It should grow. Like, even her feeling it's a disadvantage for her to have to move all carefully. Meanwhile, every time Larry gets a chance, he's trying to slob her down in the back of some car. Like, why do I have to? As it's just all leading into that woman's suffrage and rights and change, but we're not over there yet. Maybe we're rushing the process. I don't know.
because pick up a sign, do something, and go, start marching. You remember the lady with
Pick
the,
it.
yeah, damn it,
Yeah.
go, do something. Because I'm sick of seeing her. But what did you think of her bridesmaid look? What did you think of
Oh,
the
she looked
wedding look?
great. I loved it. Everything looked wonderful. Everything, like, that's what she's not gonna if she don't do anything else. Miss Brooke is gonna dress down. She's going to look gorgeous, the beautiful gowns of it all. But I needed to give more than just a look. It's a look though. She looked great.
Yeah, she looked good. That's about it. Do something. Cuss out Aunt Agnes again. I loved it when she was getting about it with Agnes. That was like some good dynamic dialogue. And here we have these ragged. They deserve each other fully. And I saw someone in the comments say he is Mr. Vanderbilt, but I've also heard he could be Mr. Gould. And I don't know if Mr. Gould, if he cheated as well. But bring the mistress on, damn it. At this point, just I want this marriage so tore up that it's unrecognizable. I want Bertha to be destitute. I want him to put her away, is what I want him to do, like Mr. Fane did with Aurora. That's what I need to happen. Heffa, go to Newport if you can afford it, or better yet, go to Albany with the sister that you don't like or don't claim. I'm over the Russells, Tyra. I ain't got it to do. The fact that he sits up and tells her, "Well, I know I did agree to this, but now." You're terrible. You're a terrible man, Mr. Russell. I thought there was hope for him. I thought he was redeemable. I thought he was going to do right by his daughter. I thought they were going to subvert all the expectations with the narrative, because this isn't a nonfiction situation, right? Like, we've taken liberties.
Hmm.
Tyra, I'm aggravated by both of them. Both of them. Talk to me.
You already knew exactly who Mr. Russell was. You knew this. You know this. I'm not mad at Bertha. Bertha is being exactly who we expect her to be. I think we just expect so much more from Mr. Russell, because at least Bertha picks a side. She picks a side and
Yeah.
stands on
Mhm.
it firmly. He straddles the fence and is always kind of the in between of, well, Bertha, no, well, okay, I'm gonna rant and rave, but I'm not gonna actually do anything. Like, it's tired, and like I said, whatever happens to Gladys, like it's the Gladys, not just Gladys, but those coins, because we stand up every time it's about them coins. When it's about the money, he shows the most passion in the world. Because not my money. Like what do you mean? If it's business, but we can't have that same energy towards Bertha, or at least trying to. I'm gonna wait till we get there because he tried it with that little conversation he had with Gladys before the
We
wedding.
are, girl,
But
piss me off.
girl, piss me off. Lies.
Oh gosh, now we have a super chat in the building coming in showing love. We love that. Missy Natasha, thank you, girl. Happy Monday. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi ladies, I'm a new fan. Found y'all this season and loving y'all. We love you back.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Aw,
Thank
aw.
you.
We love it. We love it real bad. We gonna get into it because Mr. Russell, but you know what? Even that I have to take away from him because I too was like, oh, he's a decisive businessman. He's forward thinking. He's a visionary. But even in that, and we'll get to it
Yeah,
because I got a
talk
slide for
about
that.
it.
You're
'Cause
slipping on that too, buddy.
giving
Buckle up.
power. It's power where the bit. Oh, Gladys. Gladys.
Gladys, Gladys. I Gla- Gladys is better than me because I would have took a tumble down them steps. I would have been the runaway bride. He said 10 minutes. You have to, you have 10 minutes. I got 20 and I'm shimmying down the drain pipe because at this point, I know what I'm getting into. She has a foreknowing. I really feel like everybody has a knower, right? Where you can just feel it and know something is completely wrong. The way she's sobbing behind her veil walking down the aisle, I was so hurt for Gladys, not just for that, but also for the fact all the men in her life have failed her. And now she's going to go and marry this damn evil Lannister Duke. Yeah, I said it because he and his sister give Cersei and Jamie Lannister vibes, in my opinion. I think it's the weirdest situation ever. I don't like how it made me feel. And outside of that, Tyra, of everything they did with arranged marriages, I get it. It was a thing in the time of the time. I don't think that in all of Bertha's plotting, planning, and scheming, she prepared her child. Gladys is not formidable. She does
Mm-mm.
not have grit. She does not know how to bear down and stand up for herself. And the fact that she's leaving immediately with no guidance, with no way to run a household, like, I feel like literally Bertha led her child to the slaughter. And that's probably at this point, outside of the marriage, my biggest issue with Bertha. You didn't prepare Gladys. What do you think, Tyra?
Poor thing. Like I was really sad for Gladys this episode, and the way that they allowed her to waddle as if she would like she had a choice. I'm like, since when? All of a sudden, this episode, Gladys has a choice. Well, maybe she won't show up. Maybe she won't. Since when? And I'm like, well, which is it? Because if it's really up to Gladys and how hesitant and downright frightened she's been, I would think, yeah, I'm waiting 10 minutes and another 10. Because no. But she came down anyway. And it felt not just out of obligation, but I think she feels like just so alone because nobody had her back. Nobody
Nobody.
had her back. Larry's over there, but Larry can't do nothing.
Run the power?
But he tried to be a voice, but that's just about it. He can barely, be a voice for himself. And then I think it was Russell. That's what it was. It was Mr. Russell. It was Mr. Russell not being there for her. Like nobody, whether she had an ally and a servant or any, like everything was just stripped away. And it's just like her feeling, well, I really, do I have a choice? Because I don't feel like I do. You've done all this press, all this preparation, all the way down here. And it's the day of, or the week of, and now all of a sudden people are acting like, well, it's up to you what you want to do. Like, no pressure. We put all these things into play. Such and such is riding on it. But Gladys, it's up to you and whether or not you want to walk down those steps. And that's what pissed me off the most with Mr. Russell. Like, he said in her face and was like, well, it's whatever you want to do. I'm going to support you either way. You don't have to. What are you saying? Like, why would you play with her like that when you know that if it was all of that, you would have had her back from jump, but you
Yeah.
didn't, and we're here, and you're staying behind as if she wouldn't have come downstairs, then what? Like, it was just crap. It was just absolute crap. she is in no way prepared. She is not prepared. The least Bertha could have done is, well, you're not going to be here. The comforts of home, family, friends, it's just going to be stripped. And we don't really know. But as a woman, these are the things you need. Because Bertha's a whole lot, but she's stern and stiff and child, a maiden.
Rigid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's all those things. She's tough. Gladys is not that, and I'm really, really afraid for Gladys. The way she was crying, I was like, somebody stop it. Somebody stop. And even then, you could see like the fear. It was gut-wrenching watching her walk down the aisle. And it's like, if anybody can consent as to why these two shouldn't be like up. So nobody's want no, nobody. Like somebody say something. But you see Mr. Russell, what are you talking about? You're doing everything but standing up. Like, please. It was very, very tragic. And I think for me, what really got me was the consummation later. I
Oh
was like,
God. Oh, we'll get it. I got to slide for it because I'm
oh,
disgusted. He wanted
yeah.
it back in blood. Mister said he's gonna climb on top of her and do his business, and I'm disgusted. But we'll get
Ashley,
to it.
please.
We'll get to it. That's what I said in my upload. If you haven't checked out my review, go check out my review. It's good. Anyway, yes, but also the dress. I saw that in the comments just now. The comments are going fast. We appreciate all 120 of y'all being here. Hey, what's up? It's good to meet you. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, do that. But no, the dress was amazing. This is the best I've ever seen Gladys in her entire life.
Oh,
From the lace work to the flowers. I mean, it was perfection. She
I
looked
couldn't
like $1,000,000.
because she was crying. I couldn't. All I
Oh,
seen was her face. She looked so miserable.
she
And
was. Poor
when
baby.
Gladys gets to looking miserable, it ages her even more. I was like, Buttercup, jeez, look at her face.
Tyra said, "You already know she's the bag lady. Look at them, like they're there." I just, yeah, and I think ultimately Gladys was just resigned to her fate. Like she's like, I can't fight it. I really, and that's what scares me about her in London alone with
Yeah,
strangers. Is the fact that you couldn't find your voice here, you'll never find it there. Not on your own, not without support, unless she gains a good friend at some point, and hopefully that happens for her. Meanwhile, we have
wait,
Larry
is
over
nobody coming with her? What is it? Someone with
her
her?
maid. Her
Yeah,
maid.
yeah. At
Her
least,
maid.
at least
Yeah.
somebody's there to maybe be a voice if we need to get word back. Maybe.
But isn't she the one? Is that the maid who
Yeah,
told Jack he was above his
Jack.
damn station? She
Yeah,
could go straight to the hot
yeah.
place too. I don't trust that heifer either. Leave her. We should have got. We need better staff here. Let's get over here to Larry. Um, y'all still won't make me hate him just yet. Now, the super trailer makes me feel like he's a degenerate gambler, and I hate that for us. But right here in this moment, I mean, he's still to me on the up and up. I'm going to stand beside him till I can't stand beside him anymore. He's the only good thing that's come out of the Russell clan thus far.
Oh,
And I'm trying to keep hope alive, Tyra. I'm trying to keep hope alive for Mr. Larry. But the more I think about it and the more I look at it and the more of the fact that I know he knows his mom don't want Miss Brooke, I still think he's going to try to get that coot nanny. I really do think he's going to do something gutter bucket. And it just wrecks me, Tyra. Talk to me about Larry this episode, and I have a slide specifically about he and Jack and the deal.
oh, Larry. You know how I feel about Larry. You know how I feel about Larry. We gonna get there, but why do you need half? But I don't trust Larry. I've never trusted Larry. I feel like he's been in the house with those Russells for far too long, and they've rubbed off on him. I think the idea of Marion is just kind of uncharted territory. Like I ain't had none of that yet. It's temptation. I haven't seen. It's all this whimsy and all these ducked off. It feels very teenagers. But are you like serious about Marion? Are you trying to go to back? Are you trying to marry Marion? Like, and it's almost with how he's moving because it is such that childish energy. Even in this episode, like, well, why don't you like Marion? Like, haha. Well, I wrote, Auntie, I did this. It's like it's very childlike in the way that he was approaching her. Like, why can't she be in the wedding? And, I'm going to walk her down the aisle. It's very nanny boo boo, and that's not the kind of energy we need. Larry is moving very teenage, and I think he's acting out because he knows, like, all right, well, now that Sissy's all done, now she's going to move on to me. and I don't want her control me in that way, telling me who I can and can't be with. So let me kind of act out. And even the way he kind of acquiesced when he was with the older woman, and it was just like, well,
Okay.
that's just that. Like, how far are you willing to go, or is Marion just a new piece of in a cute dress? I don't know.
Oh, that's a good
But it-
question. And ultimately, Bertha knows her kids. And I
Mhm.
think she knows how far she can push and what they're willing to accept. And for whatever reason, all her kids are under her thumb. And I agree with you. I do feel like he acted kind of like a petulant child in that
Yeah.
moment. Like maybe this is just the forbidden fruit for now. Because when I
Mhm.
really look at it, we haven't gotten like damn moon dance and sunshine and stars floating, shooting stars and all of that between the two of them. Again, she says he tells me he's in love with me and I just feel cautious. So it's
Yeah.
not an
Yeah,
electric connection
where has he
anyway.
courted Marion? When did we see him try to court her on a consistent basis?
He's
She
trying to
just be
get that
coming on
money.
down the house, all and the house is across the street. So you don't
He's
really
trying
have
to
to go anywhere. You're ducking
well,
off. But I mean, I will give him that they are supposed to be, I guess, a secret or whatever, what.
mhm.
But Larry makes time for everything else. It would be nothing to, sneak off rendezvous and, small romantic gestures. Those things are just not happening. Every time we see him, he's trying to, push up on her.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's all he's trying to do is shove his tongue down her throat in any situation, in any circumstance, in any room, in the back of a carriage, child. Not even his own carriage. Kind of gutter bucket, Mr. Larry. The case isn't looking good. It's not. The verdict's not looking good, Larry. But we'll see. Hey, Tiffany, thank you so much and welcome. Thank you so much for the 4.99 super chat. I'm placing my bet on Turner coming back to seduce Mr. Russell. I don't want to see Miss Turner's face anymore. I don't like her face. But this time he goes for it. Also new to your lives. Love your interview with a vampire content too. Thank you so much, y'all. We miss interview with a vampire so much. It was such a time, honey. A time was had in those Lestat Louis streets. And we'll be back, y'all. We'll be back probably for Talamasca. I know we're going to give it a try. And then we will be back for Interview with a Vampire in 2026. So don't fret, don't fear. We will be back with our vampires. Now, let's get into the episode. Miss Astor's in the paper, child. Now, I said, oh, how funny how the tides have changed, how the tables have done a
Mhm.
360 because now who is in, with a scandal on their hands, right? So we know that Miss Astor bullied one of her daughters into getting married and according to Miss Brooke having the time of her life, and now we have this daughter who's a scandal, whose man apparently was in a duel with someone else and really shouldn't be admitted into popular society. This is kind of the first time we've seen Miss Astor say, even I wouldn't do that to Bertha. You know, I hate her, but I can't even bring you around because you're a hot topic. Tyra, talk to me about Miss Astor, her kind of fun time daughter, and what this means for her reputation. Can Miss Astor like withstand this?
I like the fun time daughter. We need some more of that. We need a whole lot more of her. Like, I like when we get time with the emerging woman versus what I thought, Miss Miriam was gonna be, even though she still has potential. But I want that emerging like new woman and that wave of things are changing so we can really get into Miss Ash's daughter or Aurora or even Marion and even Peggy. Like, I like that. I just like that the old money is about to learn. That the classic way of thinking is about to learn. And she should know, like, baby, when she stood at that wedding, was like, like, oh, this is, who would have guessed that we would have been standing here? Oh, nobody would have talked to her last year. Yeah, because things are ever changing, and I think that it's not just going to stop here. I think we're getting like little peeks and windows into things emerging and new women emerging and these men. Just like she said, like, baby, I don't want your, ew, get somebody else to do it. I don't want your little sorry sack of life. What do you think this is? She's like, well, men are men and they unfortunately have more fun. Yeah, maybe your man in your life. I would not be in this
Really?
unkept dungeon, this castle, a lady in waiting for what? Just for namesakes only? I refuse. No, this will not be an appearance thing. If I'm unhappy, I'm making something shake and I'm moving around. I will never be you. Matter of fact, I might want to be daddy. I like that. We need some more of her.
Well, we do. We do. I think Mr. Astor got a mouthful in this moment. And again, up until this point, we've only really ever seen her from a position of power. So I
Mhm.
like her in this. I like her uncomfortable. I like her being shifty. I like us not really knowing what the next step is going to be for her. So, I mean, we'll see. But yes, give us more of the daughter. She was entertaining.
She
Now,
was.
Miss Brooke again, she's the counsel. She's the wise counsel that you send into the room. Because as much as Big Bertha don't necessarily want Miss Brooke for her son, seemingly she
Mhm.
likes Miss Brooke well enough. Like she said, I invited her over for dinner before. She's always been
Yeah.
around, but just not as your wife. But please, Miss Brooke, go talk to Gladys. She won't talk to anyone else. We discovered that Gladys hasn't left the room since the engagement's been announced. She's not, she's like, she's done.
Mhm.
She's up in her tower and she's over it. And so, of course, Miss Brooke comes and she, at the end of the day, she doesn't really say anything, but she says, at the end of the day, you got to make your own choice. It wasn't advice at all. It was very much,
Yeah.
well, you could go this way, or you could go that way, or you could do this. Either way, the choice is yours, and whatever the consequences, you'll have to deal with those too. But go on and be blessed, Gladys. But apparently, this did something. It did nothing for me, Tyra. Would this was giving you energy and the courage to?
No, she looked nice. The fit was giving per usual, but no, Miss Brooke. That's why I'm concerned with what are we doing with her character, because I feel like season one Miss Brooke would have. Gladys, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Do not feel pressure just because, like, it was. I thought we were going to at least give that, and then maybe have Daddy Russell come in and give the other vantage point, or Bertha, and just really have her sit there and decipher what she wants to do. But I thought Marion would be one to really stand by. But once she said, like, well, I'm not a woman of, she's like, but you and Larry, yeah, but your situation is different from mine. Like, you have the potential to really, you're someone. You mean something to people in society. It's like, it was almost like, think of what's gonna, be let go and let down if you don't go down those stairs, Gladys. I was like, Marion, Marion, no. I thought she was really gonna, say something to give her something to think about. And I think that's, well, hell, maybe Bertha clearly knows more than we do, because she wasn't gonna send anybody in there who was gonna set her straight anyway. It's like, yeah, go on in there and talk to her, Marion. She likes you. Like, I thought she would give more, but the outfit was given per usual.
Yeah, she gonna look good. She gonna step in the scene, right? Very clean. But here's the thing, and maybe that's what they're showing us, right? Maybe they're showing her de-evolution, right? Because she came fairly progressive, right? With her free
Very.
thinking and this is what I want. And no, I'm not doing that. I said I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna see this man, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. So maybe her bubble's been burst and she's acclimating to society now and playing by the rules, and maybe it'll take someone literally calling her out and being like, "Oh, you're not the same person that I met." Before. And hopefully that'll pull her back into reality. Again, this fake friendship between she and Miss Scott pisses me off because I would think that would be the relationship that would bring her forward. But it seems like she's regressing.
Girl. And I'm thinking about all the moments in the past seasons where we had the two meet, and it was kind of like, well, I snuck out and had to be wary of Agnes. Well, how did you? Well, my mom, she keeps me under such a watchful. It's like it was giving, pre like revolution.
Yeah.
Like what happened to it? I could see that, because I just don't feel like that this is, Miss Brooks season one.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. She was ruffling feathers. Now, honey, let's get to the Newport Blacks. Uh we're on the what is it? It's not a balcony. What is it? The porch. We're at our covered wraparound situation, and we're here with the Kirklands. And of course, this is when we get to see everybody together. So we have Mama Scott with her cousin, we have Peggy, we have Dr. Kirkland and Mama Kirkland, all out here sharing a spot of tea while Peggy shares her upcoming lecture that she'll be giving, her speech, her talk, as well as her political works, her writings, all of that, and immediate shade. But what I will say, and what I said in my upload, was that as bad as Mama Kirkland could be, she was restrained here. I am waiting for the moment where she comes fully out of her bag. As bad as this was, this shade, it could have been much, much worse. I'm waiting for that moment and it might come when she and Peggy get alone. I don't know, because we still have pleasantries and faces that we have to keep in public. But here, just kind of the slight shade around when I was your age, I was focused on being a wife and a mother, not a
Mhm.
political thing. And Peggy retorts and says, well, I want to be a wife and a mother, but I want to have the vote too. And I said, I know that's right, Peggy. You better tell her something. And then Dr. Kirkland chimes in and says, I know that's right. That's my girl. And so Mama Kirkland is kind of sad, and we see her kind of withdraw a little bit from these notions. And I don't know if it's because she's outnumbered here, or if she's just waiting for her moment alone with Miss Peggy, because for whatever it is, she don't like this situation. She don't like Peggy. She don't like Peggy's family. And I don't think she wants her child with Peggy. Tyra, what do you think? Was she on her best behavior here, or do you think it was really bad?
Girl, it's gonna get bad. Let him ask for Peggy's hand. See what happens. Mess around and find out. See what happens. This was great. I think it's subtle because we are the black bourgeoisies. We don't want to get too out of character. It's always going to be a nice, nasty approach, and I don't think she wants to just go whole ass, excuse my French, in front of her son. Because she
Mm-hmm.
still wants to, like you said, it may
Okay.
be something where, like, hey, Peggy, can I speak to you for a moment alone? Like, yeah. It may be, even though I want it out, I want it real nasty, like raw. Like, I want Peggy to read her down. Even though, Peggy is a very respectable woman. I just really want that. If not Peggy, then Mama. Just somebody. But I don't know how many more sit downs we're gonna have like this to where Peggy knows who she's sitting with now. I don't think there's any more airs about, well, maybe she meant it in a different way. Like, no, this lady does not like you. She does not want you near her son. She will never, not now, never, no matter who you are or your plans for the future, she's not going to think that you're good enough for him.
Ever.
So is this something that you want to deal with or be married into? I don't know. And I think it would help if eventually, maybe next episode or the one after that, we really see son Kirkland's intention with Peggy and get into, their chemistry, because we did say before that we thought it was a little lackluster. And just to see, like, I'm really, serious about this. Because, back then they didn't waste any time. We get married on the first. I'm
Yeah.
asking for your hand on the first, and I just met you on the 20th.
30th.
But yeah, I'm I feel like that this is gonna really escalate, and Peggy gonna unbutton that top button, and we gonna get to talking and going off, because what you won't do is disrespect me, because I feel like I thought for a moment she was gonna say something when she said something about Daddy, or when
Mhm.
she realized that, oh, you guys were arguing because Miss
It's
Kirkland's out here doing the most. I can't wait for it.
I can't either. But what I will say, and I've been waiting for this for all three seasons, is us to get a mirror or a parallel and really dive into Peggy's culture, right? And what that looks like for her, being affluent, being black, being all of these things, subverting all of the expectations, especially of Miss Brooke, Miss Van Ryn, all of them people, where they are. And so now to finally get the parallel, right? So okay, oh okay, you're one of them. You're Miss Van Ryn. You're Miss Astor over here
Yeah,
on the black side, Mama Kirkland, and they would actually be considered like the Russells. They'd be considered newer money, right?
yeah.
And I really like how we're getting the parallels now in the universe, and I just want this more going forward. Everybody, you said it. I think last live, if they just gave us this show, this would be enough.
Oh, yes, it would. I'm excited because even though, Peggy's dad did a whole lot to get them to that broken state, I think that this is gonna have Peggy have this newfound appreciation, because she is just that new up and coming woman, and she has her own passions. And I don't want to run the pharmacy or any of those things. I think that this is gonna make her realize how important family is, because it was a lot with Peggy on down in the slave quarters, down there with Marion and them. It's like, if you have a whole home in Brooklyn, a well-established family home, your own wealth, to kind of have her there as in the capacity of a secretary all the time. And I think this will maybe have her realize just how grateful she should be, and maybe pacify some of those people who feel like there's this unrealistic look as far as Peggy and her career and these goals. And it's like, well, how much disparaging does her character get? She's not suffering anyway. Where's the racism? I think these are the things that are taking place there, but just because they're so subtle, we don't acknowledge them as blatant colorism or racism or classism or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's here, it's just, it's cute.
Yeah, and I think that that is the um when when we get into the idea of like elitism and colorism within the diaspora, it's very nuanced and it's not
Mhm.
overt. Like on the TikTok, honey, the YT people had no clue. They were like, "This goes on. This went on." Baby, it goes on today. Like, what is like? Is you cool? Like, and I get it because you're so far removed. It's
Mhm.
hard to conceptualize. Oh, I thought you guys were all in a certain demographic, in a a minority, and disenfranchised. And it's like, no, baby, that's not how any of this works. It's been this way since Reconstruction, since before Reconstruction with the free blacks, if you know anything about that. But that's a whole other video for a whole other day. And I know a lot of people have done think pieces on this on YouTube, so go look for those. But definitely, this is something that needs to be shown and seen because I really feel like it's been a sickness within our culture for so long. That
Mm.
line in the sand, someone mentioned it in the chat, the blue vein society, being lighter than this brown paper bag is being palatable and being
Mhm.
acceptable. And we get into Dr. or W.E.B. Du Bois and the talented 10th and eugenics. And what if we just culled the herd and had the best of us only represented, because we need to make this forward facing statement, right? That we are blacks
Mhm.
and we are better and we are this, we're not like them. I think this is important, y'all. This is something that we've needed to talk about and have a discourse around, out in the open, I feel like, for a very long time. So they'll always get kudos. Sorry, I'm off my soapbox. I went on a
No,
tangent,
you're
but
good. I will say with Dr. Kirkland being more, dignified and reserved in his approach with Peggy, or just as a man to where I don't feel like he's cooking. If he stand up a little bit, on behalf of Peggy to Mama Kirkland, he might be cute.
he did though. He did a little bit. He was like, yeah, and the vote. Uh-huh. Like it
It's
was
not
like,
enough for you, Ashley. It's not enough. No,
but
it
I
needs
said
some more.
he gonna do something. He's not gonna
'Cause
be a simp. And I saw
was
that trailer, and
she's
he's trying to
waiting.
get in Harlem's face, Tyra. Oh, you big and bad. You feeling yourself, Dr. Kirkland. I want to see if you can fight. Let me see if you can box.
You know that man is an ex-slave. You better go in the house. Stay on this porch. You better stay on the porch. Stay on the porch, sir.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So now, of course, we know that Mr. Russell had promised that dowry money to the railroad when he thought the wedding was off. Well, now the
Yes.
wedding's back on. He had to give that money. So now he's pulled out. JP Morgan is out. He says, "You're doing too damn much all about a Duke and a wedding. What we're gonna crash and burn here. And I'm not going down with this ship. Damn you, damn your railroad, Mr. Russell." And Mr. Russell, after JP walks out, is like, we got this. Just bring him back in after everything's settled down. Mr. Russell has got to be coochie whipped. I stand on my video the first day when I said this is blood magic because there's no way you are risking the future of your enterprises, your whole fortune to get to follow your wife's whim in this moment to a man that we don't even know. We have not properly vetted the Duke. Like, I am so outdone that he could be this delayed and slow and impotent, is what I'm going to call him, because there's no way you're a real man, Mr. Russell. As fine as you are, sir, the fact that you would risk it all for this dummy mission is what I'm going to call it, because we all know this isn't going to end well. Tyra,
Hmm.
talk to me about this, because what are you doing with your
I know
business?
I can go a couple of blocks over and see some JP Morgan somewhere. I know that. I know that. We know who's still here. Okay. I just I'm not blaming it on Coochie. He barely gets any Coochie for it to be blood magic. We barely see him get a whiff of that thing. Bertha be holding it back like the Holy Grail. It's not that. I think it's power. I think with him and Bertha, what they have in common and that relentless quest to prove that I'm better than, I'm smarter than, I have more money than, I'm skilled. It's just that. Like it's just this is clearly not a smart or sound business decision. And you would think for him to come into such wealth, kind of getting it out the mud, he would move like really smart with his money because I never want to do that again. But just like I think that was first season, when she was like, "Well, we lose it all, we could just make it back
Get it
again. It's
again.
cool, and then we can make it again because we did it once, we can do it again." When this climate is completely different, and once you're accustomed to this type of lifestyle, to where you're throwing money around so easily, to where it's not, hey, say I'm watching it tonight, to where it has someone like JP pulling out who does make sound business decisions. And I'm telling you that this isn't one. Like, you need to scale back. You need to, yeah, whatever. He'll be back. He'll be back. We'll make it back. Like, you don't know that. Somebody blatantly yelled in your face, you're spending too much. Your company, everything's in jeopardy. It's in trouble. You could lose it all. And you just roll the dice anyway. Oh, that's ignorant.
Mhm.
You're ignorant, Mr. Russell. I think where we thought, it may be blood magic and, that Bertha Cooch, that hocus pocus, that cauldron should be putting on him. I think it's just power. It's just power and wanting to prove that. You remember when y'all said I couldn't be whatever? Look at me now. This is insane, though. I can't believe he would jeopardize it. Am I here for them losing the money, though? Absolutely.
I think that'll be both his and Bertha's downfall. I think this hubris, I think this pride, I think this desire, this power hungry energy, it very much is I just want to be on top. Like by any means necessary. I think it's not going to serve them well in the long run, but hey, we'll see. Evil always prospers
I
in
was
these
gonna
shows.
say, even if it wasn't, this is the moment where money is tight. Let me tell Bertha what we're not doing. I can deal with you and tolerate you all day long. Even these unsound decisions you're making for Gladys because I act like I care when I really don't. My money is a different thing. I promised this elsewhere. We're going to spend it there. You just let it happen for Bertha? You
Mhm.
crazy.
That's what I said. I said this is lunacy. And then we're in here, and he's in his beautiful robe. He's so fine with a full beard that connects. That's why it pisses me off so good that he's got to be like this. And anyway, so they're sitting having a conversation because, of course, Gladys doesn't want to come down from the room. And he finally admits it. Well, I agreed to this. Oh, well, stick to your agreement then, Mr. Russell. Well, I am. So you literally told your daughter, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna handle this, all the while knowing you were gonna support your wife in this dummy mission. I hate everything about it. We don't have to linger here long, but I did want to put it in there because it was what it was. Tyra, any
Well, yeah,
thoughts?
we were there when he agreed to it. That's why I don't know why you had hope that he was going to have Gladys's back. I think it's him sulking, like, oh, like I can't believe you. You were just as complacent standing next to Bertha, not standing by your word in what you told Gladys in the first place. Like, I don't understand the sulking. It's the, oh God, how could you? How could y'all? You're doing it together. Bertha can't move without your say so because she needs the money to make all these things happen, and you're supplying it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, one hand can't do, you know what I mean? Like every hand knows what the other hand is doing. Has to. He couldn't be this successful in business. And I know some people were saying that there's this thing of, well, she's managing the household, right? But at the end of the day, in those days, with traditional, roles, gender roles, especially in the household, he was still the head. He was still, like when we talked to the other father up the street,
Mhm.
who she thought, the daughter wanted the Duke. He was like, I'm making this choice. My daughter's going to make it and I'm going to approve it. So I wonder where he kind of lost his sense of power in that area. Maybe this is some agreement they came up with when they were getting it out the mud together. And he just said, I'll leave all of that to you. But it's
Probably
crazy because you
so.
know who Bertha is. You know
He
her.
was probably so focused, and we're gonna divide it down the middle, and even just the gender roles back then. I think that this is something that their marriage is. It's gonna have a tussle. It may not. It might be something they can't come back from
Good.
completely.
Good. It better not be with Turner. If he has an affair, let it be somebody fine. Damn it. Yeah, he might have a thing for penniless
Turner was
women.
over there serving it up, and they did say her, well, where's your husband? I thought he would be on his, deathbed to miss this. Well, girl, yeah, now that you say something, he is a little ashy coughing in the corner. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
well, if that happens, no, then what? And then you couldn't tell me, even in that episode, even though he told her, oh my God, put your clothes on. Like, lady, get up. When it's like, wouldn't it be nice? Like, what would my life look like if I did have someone just all about me, my wants, my desires, my business, and they don't give me any rebuttal or, all the extras that come along with Bertha.
Mhm.
He thought about it. He thought about it.
He did. It's probably all going to serve his mission at the end of the day, ultimately, as well. But I still don't like it. And the lighthouse, I could kind of lightweight buy that, but then I don't. This is more than love. this is a demonic soul tie and connection that these people have.
I
This
think
is this ain't
I
any
think it's
love I would
OG,
ever want.
Ashley. I think it's OG. You know, when it's like I owe this to Bertha because when I was nobody, she was here.
Oh Lord, we going on a podcast. I saw a Joker this last week. Yeah, because I'm gonna be with the one. You played it. It was in the collective news, wasn't it? Because I'm gonna be
Yeah.
with that one
Like
that
she
was
had
with
this
me
is
from day
OG. She
one.
held me down. She held me down. I owe this to Bertha. I always, loved Bertha and wanted to give her more. And now that I can, like, it's nothing I won't do for her she can't ask me for. No other woman was going to stand by my side and do what Bertha did and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but this isn't those times anymore. And Bertha
Right.
is just as crazy as you are.
Crazy as a Betsy bug. Absolutely. Let's get on down here though. Back to the Newport Blacks. Don't mess with my man. See, Mama Scott had enough, Tyra. And Mama Kirkland went to talking slick at the mouth because he's not like us. I know it's your husband and everything, but he not like us. Like Kendrick said, he not like us. All
You're
right.
like a
His upbringing, he was a slave and all of those things. And Mama Scott finally put her big girl panties on, poked her chest out, and said, "What you're not gonna do is talk about my man. My man, my man, my man. He was a slave, honey, but he worked his way up. He is somebody in the community. He takes good, and I'm well taken care of, Tyra. Well taken care of." She was not having it in that moment. And I love that for her because finally stand on business. We then see, of course, Dr. Kirkland and Papa Kirkland step in and say, no, she's absolutely right. Mr. Scott is a good man.
girl.
He's a pillar of the community. He's all of those things. And don't everybody take Newport as serious as you do, Mama Kirkland. What did you think of this moment in this scene? And mind you, this is right after Peggy spoke.
Girl, how many times they gonna call Daddy Kirkland to be a bourgeois black man? How many? I said
Every
y'all gonna
time.
call that
And we're
man?
going to jump the
He
broom with
might as
him.
well
We're going to
been
do
in
that.
Martha's Vineyard.
Every time. Because we're
You
going to
know
jump the
when Angela
broom with
was like,
him.
my family weren't slaves. In fact, my family owned slaves. Like, well, how many times are gonna call that man, typecasting this man in this way? But girl, it's just like, well, he's not like us. He's not, a Newport black. He's like, girl, if you don't get all the way up out my face in her classiest way possible, Miss Scott Loki threw a drink in her face because what you won't do is talk about my man as if he hasn't done. Like, yeah, everybody doesn't share those same values. Everybody doesn't. What makes my husband different from yours?
Hmm.
What? Like, what exactly? Like, I loved it. I loved it, but it's very classy. I don't know why I want to see some. I want to see some mudslinging, but that's just me. And I think it's gonna be from Peggy because yeah, I'm not my mother. I'm an up and coming black woman, and what you won't do is do that. She's just I want to know what it's gonna take because I thought that in this episode Peggy was gonna maybe confront Dr. Kirkland, like, yeah, what's up with your mom? What is going on? She doesn't seem like she can't talk to my dad or my mother like that or about them in that way. This isn't okay. But that, so far hasn't been the push. Look, well, hell, what does she have to say, Peggy, or do? I don't know, but I did like this. She needed to be checked because what you won't do is disrespect all that we've accomplished as a family and what my husband has done to get us up into this point, even though he was a slave. Get you some business.
Absolutely. And I love that since last episode, since we've been in Newport, we are getting to know more about Mama Scott and her lineage and how she does come from a family that's a bit further removed from slavery as
Yeah.
well. And so she would be classified, as those black elites who married beneath her station. And we had that conversation last week. It took us the family a while, to come around to liking Mr. Scott. But now we're here. We even have seen some of this behavior perpetuated by Mr. Scott, and I know we forgive
Yeah.
him now. I know we
Hmm.
forgive him now, but the reason that Peggy's first husband wasn't good enough is he wasn't educated enough. He wasn't this enough. He
Yeah.
wasn't that enough. So we still see again two sides
Hmm.
of a very similar coin, and it's amazing how just this one little thing can exclude you from this group, but also in the same token, give you the ability to exclude or look down upon someone else. I mean, like I said, it's deep, honey. It's deep. It go deep.
Trinity said that was mudslinging for polite society.
It was, but I want more because Miss Peggy's face right here gave me everything I
I just feel
needed.
like
Like,
Peggy.
all
Remember
right.
how Peggy went off when Marion called her son breaking them old dusty shoes on down? Because I know you can use them, girl, down here in these Brooklyn streets. She's like, girl, don't be acting like you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know where I come from. You don't know my life. You don't be acting like you my friend. Like, I need some of that. I need some of that.
You don't know my
Little bit.
life.
You don't know my life. Come break them dusty old ass shoes up in here, Marion. Have you lost your mind?
Girl, and she looked around like, is this where
Oh
you
my
this is where you
god!
live?
I never knew you were living like this.
Gosh, all right. You have a maid? You've got
She
servants.
said, "You got a Picasso in your house? You got a
Easy,
Picasso in your house?"
easy on down the road. Sister, honey, because we met two sisters this episode. Now, like I said, I'm calling it. There is some incestuous bondage going on between the Duke sister and himself. I don't like it. I don't
Girl.
like the cut. I said I ain't like the cut of her jib or the make of her walk, Tyra. I don't like nothing about this raggedy heifer over here. She's going to be a thorn in Gladys's side. I don't like anything about it. The relationship's weird. Do you ever intend to marry? Well, no. My brother's going to take care of me for the rest of my life. Why? Why? What do you got going on with your brother? I'm sorry, Heidi. What do you got going on with your brother? I don't
Mm.
like it, Tyra. I don't like it. I don't like it. The only thing I liked about her is that she got Bertha together. Like, oh no, no, be seen, stay here with you. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to the house. And then, of course, we see Larry got under his mama's skin by inviting his auntie to come. And auntie came in like, I'm not changing my outfit. I'm gonna wear this all day. I'm gonna wear it to lunch, dinner, and breakfast, and say something about it. So much so to the point where Miss Bertha has the staff spill lukewarm coffee on her. I said, "Ain't that about a blip?" Just to accomplish her purpose. But sister's asking the questions that need answers because where are you gonna live, Duke sister?
Mhm.
Where are you gonna
Yes.
stay? Because it's Gladys' house now. Oh, I'm gonna stay there. The Duke said, "Well, I haven't really thought about." Yeah, so you keeping them apart? Why? Because you think they won't like each other, Bertha? Bertha don't
Mm.
like this sister because this sister is going to come and put her to the test. Love everything about her. If you know this actress, you know her probably from Nurse Jackie. I loved her over there, but she's working. Darvelina, I'm relaxed, but you know I get a little bit hyper. Tyra, talk to me about Sister.
Girl, I need Monica to come every weekend down to Russell's. I need her there every single weekend. Because Bertha said, what you won't do is bring her up in here to remind me where I never want to go back to. That's why I don't know why they even fixed their lips a couple of seasons ago. Well, we lose all the money. We could just make it again. No, I think getting back to this is Bertha's worst nightmare. And you're a reminder of that. Not just that, but you're gonna hold me accountable for what I'm trying to do and make me explain myself. Like I don't answer to anybody here. I'm not gonna answer to myself. Like I love Monica. I think I love Monica so much because we know nothing about the Russells' past. We know nothing about their past. We know a little bit about, them coming from, meager means and everything. But other than that, we haven't met anybody. We haven't seen anything. I think at this point, we were like, okay, we definitely gonna get a flashback of young Bertha. No, we're probably never getting that. But getting this sister here just really gave me something to hold on to. And the sister was very, like, it was just giving the faces of it all. I just really enjoyed her standing in her convictions. And yeah, we're not that. She's like, huh, like, well, should I bow, or is there royalty? Do you have a throne? Any other room? Like, who are you and what is this? I loved her asking questions. Like, and she wasn't there long. She's like, well, what about this? Are you staying? Are you moving out? Well, what about Gladys? Well, what does she think? Well, what? I just love that. What was extra was the way that Mr. Russell and Larry were trying to use her as like get back to
Mm-hmm.
try to like make her suffer. Like this isn't the way that I need y'all to be trying to stand up for Gladys or act like okay, well, yeah, like no. We needed y'all to really show up for her, especially Mr. Russell. But it's like, yeah, we invited your sister. Aren't you happy to see her? This isn't that. This is a very serious situation. Gladys is dying upstairs, and it's like, oh, your sister's Monica's here. But yeah, the whole thing with the cup, she's like, well, it wasn't hot. It was warm. Like, it wasn't hot coffee. It's just that I hope that we see her more because it was great. Now this other sister here, girl, she told the dude to don't laugh
Don't
when she
laugh.
comes.
Try
I
not
was
to
like,
laugh.
why would he laugh?
I had to read that
Oh,
part. I had to run that back because what are you talking about?
when she said, don't laugh. Don't laugh. When she comes down, fine. Don't laugh when she comes down. And I'm like, oh my girl, the whole, where are you standing? Why would I
Thirsty.
move?
Telling you.
Where am I going? Why would I go anywhere?
They hunt
I
you.
Not they hunching, Ashley. I don't think they're hunching. I do think that this is someone who is, attached to their standing and whoever they are across those seas, and she's going to help with that. But that doesn't mean that I want to embrace her. I think they might even think that they're better, or we're kind of going, even though the Russells probably have more money. Yeah. Oh my God, we have to go all the way across to get this little American. Just God, like we have to reach out that far to gain some access to some funds. Huh. You got to bring her home with us. Like it's just very that I don't think they bump in uglies actually,
I
but
do.
she is extreme. She is extremely yeah. The don't laugh comment was like, what? Why would he laugh? What do you mean? But if it's don't laugh, I really took it as she doesn't even know, what kind of intent that you have with her or what's in store for her when we do make it back. Like, I hate her. I hate all of it. But the thing is, this lady's energy was just simmering. It was seeping out of her pores, and Bertha just sat there.
Mhm.
Like, she said everything but F
Hey.
this family and the horse you rode in on and your little pissy daughter Gladys upstairs. I want nothing to do with none of it. I'm here on a mission with the money. He found her. He gave us his proposition. That's just what it is. And Gladys is just upstairs, just sulking away. And Bertha is just riding on that high horse of don't ruin this for me. I did all of these things to put all of this together. And she's obsessed over the fact that what is it? Gladys's measurements made the paper. And she's,
Mhm.
oh, who did this? And the staff's down there sweating bullets. She could fire all of us.
That's
That's
true.
the topic of conversation when this lady literally said, F all of this. And
Mhm.
don't laugh when she comes down the aisle. This is crazy. Gladys isn't safe.
Yeah. And I do love this, and I just saw it in the comments. Pretty girl. I don't think anyone will be accepting of Gladys in London. This and somebody else had talked about like the aristocracy was the OG bougie people, right? Like so they're the real old money. They're the real ones with titles and lands and all of those things. And so our version of it, a Yankee version of it, is below that for them, right? Because I think in the super trailer we're gonna hear, you told me to get a Yankee, you told me to get a rich Yankee woman to marry or whatever. We're definitely gonna dive into that kind of whole Buccaneer situation, Dollar Princess moment, and I hope they do it justice. But absolutely, Gladys is gonna be probably reviled in social circles. And I just think it's going to be outside of the Duke and his nefarious intent. I do honestly believe she's not going to have a good go of it.
But that's
Hopefully,
the
she
thing,
finds a friend.
Ashley. Via this episode, I don't think he's gonna be the issue. I think he is primed and ready to, even if this is a facade, I'm gaining access to the fund because at this point I'm sure they only have land and we need this for our kingdom and everything else to continue on as a duke. I think he's ready to be set and do that with Gladys. It won't be perfect. Do I love her? No. I don't think he has. I think it's the sister.
Okay, and I
And
think it's
everybody
both
else will
of
be
them.
there. You think it's
Like
both of them?
I do. Julian Fellowes gonna throw something out his bag at us. He haven't really got freaky in this one like he did in Downton. Some freak factory is going to happen in some way, and they give me the skeeby jeebies.
They
I
both
don't
can't,
like.
Ashley. Both of them gonna come at her. We gonna have to have Gladys suffer with the sister and him. That's a lot. And the
Girl.
social, the people just there.
I
Period.
don't know, girl. I don't
It's a
know. It's gonna
lot.
be a mess.
Community
Ain't
on
nothing
Gladys.
like being like English nasty. I'll tell you that. I watch a lot of period pieces. And they know how to you thought Miss Astor and Agnes and all them was something. Them people over there are not gonna play with Gladys. They are not a
And
game. It's a whole
she's just
different
gonna be
level.
hurt and crying because she don't know how to stand up for herself.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know. Now we are over here. Yeah, they ran out of money, Pamela. They ran out all the aristocracy ran out of money, honey. Them lands, them people, they're broke with a title. But they had money once upon a time.
Mm.
But now we're over here and it's 50-50 split. We get into the room. They say we're prepared to give you three. I said, what, 3,000? 3,000. I was like, oh, that's good. That's a lot of money. They said, no, 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 no. Okay, we can go up to four. Four or five, four is our max. Larry steps in and he says, listen, we can't do anything less than six. I know you got it. And they said, all right, 600. When Jack was looking, he was looking back and forth like, what's going on? 600,000. He about fainted. in that chair. And later, when he's explaining everything that happened to the cook, because he doesn't tell anyone, because honestly, in this moment, Jack is so overwhelmed. He even makes a statement that I thought I was going to be working on this one project for the rest of my life. Like, I had no
Mm.
concept that I was going to make more money. Just to put it into perspective, he said more money than the Van Ryns had, more money than Forte, more money than all of them combined. $300,000 is his take. So this is a 50-50 split. Now, back in my day, a liaison fee, an agent fees, a
Yeah.
brokerage fee, isn't going to be more than maybe 25% at the most. And 25 is a lot. But 50%, but I listen, but maybe this is the deal that they worked out before. And
We ain't say that.
300,000 is way more than he's ever seen. I don't know. It's 1884. So basically it is millions,
The
Darfelina.
millions.
Tyra, talk to me about it.
I don't care. You don't get to get 50. Did you do 50% of the work? You did not. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous. You don't need to get half of anything, Larry. You already ain't my favorite person, Larry. I don't know. I was here. I was really excited to see Jack get this opportunity and him just kind of revel in. I'm not trying to, hit the lotteries per se and just walk away from everything I know, the people, my job. Like you guys, took me in. Like I want to stay here. It's like, okay, well, let's just keep it a secret, and that'll just be that. But this is an option, and it's a great one to have. I could stand to be extremely wealthy, but with all the effort and the patent and everything and whatever, and if you're willing to give me 600, how much can I stand to make if I keep it?
But
I don't know. What?
I was going to say, but here's the thing. In what universe would Jack ever been able to get into those rooms?
Okay, and that's fine. Getting into those rooms, that's cool. That's why I'm not saying Larry shouldn't get anything, but I think half is ridiculous.
It is. That's a
I think
lot.
half is ridiculous, and the fact that he wouldn't even, yeah, well, no, I'm just gonna take, this portion, and you get half is crazy to me. But I'm just the way that Jack is just kind of saying, I thought that I would be working on this for the rest of my life. It's making me feel like it's not something that he wants to like immediately let go of. And I
Yeah.
want to see like if the issue is going to be, well, we could stand to make this, that, and that. And because he was promised half and it's a 50-50, are you going to like have an issue with that? Are you going to try to make the deal without Jack and get that money anyway? Or like, I feel like there's going to be I don't trust Larry.
Larry, I think, is a degenerate gambler, but I think Jack is going to get his money. I think he's going to get his half of the
So,
money. I do. I
but
do.
what
Think about it. They're
if
saying that
it
that's
if it if it happens? I think, of course, I think he would. I don't think there would be an issue of well, even though I do think he's still cheating him because you're trying to half. You don't need half, but let's just say he doesn't want to make that deal. And if somebody's willing to offer me that, maybe, maybe I could get more. Maybe I should try to, wait and go into business for myself. He wants to work and achieve. He standing 10 toes down with, I'm not even trying to quit or inform anybody about the money. I love it here and, working and being about something. And if this is taken away, well, what's next? Who's to say he wants it taken away just yet? Who's to say he doesn't want to wait for a better offer or he doesn't want to monopolize that offer just alone? Would
no.
that be an issue for Larry?
I don't think. I
I'm
don't
just
think we're
saying.
gonna have to. I don't think we're gonna have to contend with that because I do think that this is an absorbent amount of money for the time. They're saying that it's
Mhm.
equivalent to about $10 million, so about $5-6 million, or give or take
Whew.
for each of them back then. So he's set for life. And
Mhm.
honestly, even when Jack was describing it, he seems fine with the split. He seems okay with it.
Yeah,
Because
because
he's
he
probably
never
thinking of
had
his money
nothing.
better.
It's because Jack has never had anything, and the fact that he's cool with taking half, it lets me know exactly who he is. He's exactly who I thought he was. Because you don't deserve half of nothing.
I just want Jack needs to just escape with the money. But now we see this dilemma because he's scared of this success now. Because now I have money than every more than money than everyone I work for. Someone's inevitably going to find out. right? Other than the cook, she's like, keep it a secret. But the walls have ears. We already know that. Armstrong was probably
Oh, look,
lurking
I'm
around the
trying.
corner, you know. And yeah, I know he owes people. It's absolutely fine for him to go ahead and, pay them back. That's nothing. Everything that they contributed is a penance compared to the purse that he has now. It'll just be about, because like you said, you guys are my family. You guys are all I know. I grew up in, doing this work. This is what I know. How does he acclimate? This will be interesting if we get a season 4 to see him walk into wealth and what that'll look like for him being new money, and what he's going to do with that. I need him to go on and leave Larry alone. Get your coin, get that
Mhm.
whatever, and go on and just leave him alone and go on about your business. That's my hope, and then I don't have to worry about anything.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Larry will be, an inventor and just do all these great things. But I just don't trust Larry. But that's just me.
I think he's going to be a degenerate gambler. I agree with that. From what that trailer looks like, I think he's out there spending it. But that much money, evil one today. I just had to throw that in there because she is evil incarnate in my mind, and y'all know my reasons. Tyra, anything you want to say on her before I keep pushing?
She said, "Don't ruin this for me, for you." Give me her whole face. Gladys's whole face is literally melting off, going down this aisle, and it was Larry's face for me. Like, oh my poor sister. Somebody do something. Somebody get her off. Get my baby off the street. Like, oh my god. She's like, oh. Everybody's like this impending doom of, oh, she doesn't look, happy as a bride to be walking down. Is Gladys okay? What's happening? Are those tears of joy or torture? Like, what's up? Of course, everybody who knows the situation, they are in pain right along with Gladys. But Bertha is, oh my God, don't ruin this for me. Shh, come on. Like, oh my God, like this is insane. This is insane. I You would want Bertha to just see Gladys and consider making a different decision, because if nobody was going to stand up, it would have took for Bertha to get up. You know what? Let's just hold on. Just let me have a minute with her. Let me recalibrate and just see. Maybe I'm not making the right decision. No, it's just like, don't ruin this for me. I've waited for this moment and all the good she could do. And then you have Russell there. I hope you shut up, Russell. Shut up, Mr. Russell. I hope you nothing. You and your full moisturized beard. I don't want you to say anything about anything. Like, just hush. She pisses me off saying something in the moment, but you're doing everything but standing up. You're not. You had the opportunity to, and who was gonna check you? Nobody. It just didn't happen. This was gross, and I was just really sad. Even the sister Monica was sitting there like, this ain't right. Like, do you know? Do you know anything about them? Have you? No. I just you know she doesn't know, and I didn't know until, a couple of episodes ago that they were gonna go, and leave immediately afterwards. Like, and you think she's safe? I don't know. This is scary that she could just have such a lack of discernment or concern for her own child. But she's trying to live through Gladys.
She vicariously. She wants to be a duchess. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I ain't got it to do, but her hair was laid
Oh, she looked
pat
gorgeous.
to the beat. And you know how I feel about Carrie. You know how I feel about this Bertha's. Anyway, I'm not gonna drag it. Oh, how the tables turn, and we see Miss Astor there. Listen, just okay. This heifer really did it. All right, she was more formidable than I thought. A person with everything to gain and nothing to lose is the most dangerous person on earth. So Miss Astor should have known Bertha was gonna be a problem as soon as she built that monstrosity. Uh, she should have just known. And of course, her right hand man with all the tea is right there, to kind of hold her hand and walk her through it. And there is a little interaction she has with Bertha. It was like, I know you saw the paper. No, I actually didn't. I'm worried about this wedding. I have bigger fish to fry. Than worry about you and what your raggedy daughter is doing. Tyra, what do you think of that interaction? And what do you think about Miss Astor at this point?
I think Miss Astor is just a reference of change. She's a woman of a very certain time, so I don't see us going anywhere with her. I'm hoping that she's a window to her daughter, and us getting, more situations with that and realizing who I previously was. The standing, the capital, the husband, the way things, yeah, that's not happening anymore. Things are ever changing, and I need to, adjust or kind of get left behind. I'm hoping that's that window. But I was here for baby sitting next to her. I was like, so what do you have to say? I have not a word to say about anything. I'm friends with everybody. I'm friends with everybody. Everybody's just kind of picking a side because what was it? Was it the first or the second season? He tried to play both sides because I want to be in good standing. Who knows who could win?
Yeah.
No, it's Bertha. Bertha's winning. I don't have a bad thing to say about it. Let's go have a seat and enjoy this wedding.
Yeah, might as well go see what's going on, what the neighbors are doing. Everybody was there. Ada, Agnes, this was the social event of the time. We couldn't miss it.
Oh, it's
And of
beautiful.
course, listen,
It's
she
beautiful.
said yes, but and again, this is just the worst. Like the fact that he sat down with her in that room and said, "I know I'm terrible. Like I know what I promised you, and I lied to you. I'm a terrible father." And her basically being like, "Yeah, yeah, you are. Nothing will ever be the same. I've lost all hope and trust in men. Period. So now just go on and deliver me to my next captor." At this point, and I don't know why he's got this look of pride and dignity on his face. I just wanted to slap it off because he's fine as hell. Like I just want to reiterate that George Russell is a fine. That's a good looking man. But I just wanted to slap that whole beard off of his face, Tyra, because you look proud, you look smug. But
You're
this was
going
ridiculous.
to.
How do you walk your daughter sobbing to the guillotine? The guillotine. How do you do that? This is
Not
the
the
end of
guillotine,
Groove Goddess.
actually. The guillotine.
Yeah,
Off with her head.
off with her head, basically.
I. He's going to. Bertha is very much about appearances. Don't make this a spectacle. Like, show out if you want to. Whatever you didn't get to say to Gladys or whatever, yeah, that's done. This is what Bertha wants. How dare I get up here and, object to anything? Try to, Gladys, are you okay? If you are, we can leave now. Like, no, I'm going to stand up and be proud because how much do we spend? Because now he has money invested.
Hmm.
Why he was trying to act like, well, it's all about what you want to do, and oh, your mom, and you invested money, lots of money, and that's why he couldn't just dive all the way into. It's all about what you want to do, Gladys, and I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, but I'm here now. You don't have to marry him if you don't want to. No, it's just, oh, it would mean a lot to the family if you do it because we've sacrificed a whole lot. We've paid a whole lot. Can you please come down in 10 minutes? That's what it felt like.
Hmm.
That's what it felt like. And he was praying, like, ooh, Lord, I really hope she comes down because
I don't want to
how
do
much
it. What
money
am I
and,
gonna
and,
say?
and Bertha I would have to deal with, and everybody will know. And as much as he'll be in those private quarters with Bertha, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn about the public and what. Yes, you
No,
do.
you do.
Yes, you
Yeah, you
do.
do.
You do. You care just as much as Bertha. And he cares, sadly, about money a bit more than them children. And I think he has some stock in this just as well as Bertha at this point. And he wanted her to come down them damn stairs so bad.
Absolutely, he did. And the pressure was there. And at the end of the day, parents know their children. You knew if you applied a little bit pressure and
Mhm.
everybody was depending on her and waiting on her. We've seen Bertha cave over and over and over again. Y'all know your child. And this was just a deceptive practice. And I mean, I really just feel like he ruined all men for Bertha at this point. Like if you can't trust your daddy, who can you trust? Well, I don't know that personally, but that's what I would think. If you can't trust your daddy, what man can you trust? Like
Nobody.
just
Nobody
damn
showed up.
disturbing.
Wedding was gorgeous, though. I'll say that. It looked nice.
It was beautiful. It was a spectacle, something to behold. And he wants it in blood, Tyra. I'm
Ma'am.
so disturbed and disgusted by this. Did your mama tell you that you have to do your wifely duty? Did she explain to you what that wifely duty was? Because I need blood on the sheets because there's no way we're getting this annulled.
Ashley,
All right, this
please.
is a contract. We need to consummate it. There's no way we're going to be able to go back and renege on this deal. I want it in blood. I think that's the push. Because she said, "Well, aren't you tired? Like it was a long day. I'm tired. Can we lay down?" No, this is your wifely duty. You're going to perform, and I'm going to save the sheet because I need to show it to the people to let them know that we consummated this. This is real. You're mine. I have your allowance. I've got your
Not the
dowry.
cheap Ashley.
Yeah, that's how I feel
When, when,
about it.
when did they say that in the scene? When did he say, I want
I
the
did
sheets?
it. I made that. I added it up. I counted the cost, and I found him wanting, Tyra. I know what this is.
Oh, man. I was like, oh, Gladys, no. The way I just regretted Gladys coming down those steps. And he was trying to be as nice as he could about it. But I was like, what if she just flat out said no? were you going to be aggressive? Like I just don't know how far he's going to go, because it could have been nothing to be a gentleman and go, well, I know this is still new. Y'all still don't know each other. You still haven't, it's never been that. So, I understand. Take all the time you need. Just let me know when you're ready. Well, no, we have to be a proper man and wife, in the morning. Like, lay down. I was like, oh, Gladys, no.
Get in that bed.
Gladys. I felt so bad for Gladys. I was like, oh no. Like, then we, pan over to the shore. I was like, oh my God. To have this on the first night, and then we get off the boat and we're gonna be in a foreign place with foreign people looking at us sideways and thinking that we're less than. And yeah, you were just an opportunity and a means to an end, but we don't want you here. We low-key think you're trash. I feel really sorry for Gladys.
I do too. I do too. And at this, and and of the time, you belong to your husband. These are his rights, right? To your body, even though you don't want to, even though you don't feel like it, even though you don't know what you're going to, and you haven't been equipped for this fully. My thing is, of course, Gladys or Bertha gave her the rundown on, this is sex, this is what's going to happen, this is your way, this is your responsibility.
First she
But
said that.
outside of that, what else did you teach her, Bertha? I'm so disgusted by this. Again, I know exactly what this is. His urgency, his need is not about desiring her. He's a degenerate. I'm sure he has weird other predilections. This was literally about, you're not going to be able to annul it. We did it. We consummated this thing. It's a contract. I'm getting this money because this is what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
in it
that's
for.
definitely there.
I
That's
just,
there. Because I
I just
think
literally,
once Gladys gets there and she
Mhm.
realizes exactly what she's gotten herself into and she wants to go home, he's gonna, well, we already, like, we did it, so
Yeah.
what now?
There's nothing you can do. And I think this is at the advice of his nasty sister. I'm telling you, something odd is going on in the state of Denmark. I know it. I feel it deep down in my nowhere. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to
In your
drop.
where?
But in my nowhere, deep down in my nowhere. But I hate this for Gladys. I feel like she's such a damsel and she's so powerless. And I could stomach it better if she had some chutzpah, like if she
Yeah,
had some fight in her. But
she
she's
can't
really,
though.
she
She
doesn't. She
can't
doesn't.
have any fight, because if she had some, she wouldn't have came down those stairs. She wouldn't have been trapped into this situation, or she wouldn't have waited a couple days before it was time. Like when she was talking to Marion, and they were like, the family was kind of on her neck. Well, you had time to pull these stunts and shows before. Like, why? Well, it just came so quickly. I thought I had time, and then it was, it was here. Like, if she like it's just she's just not that. So we have to have her in this defenseless weak state to even get her to this point and
Yeah.
agree to go here.
And what's the urgency? You don't even get a fortnight in the city to say goodbye, to wrap things up, to, maybe honeymoon in New York and then go back home and, vacate. It's immediately, nope, back to the homeland. Let's go wrap it up. Same night. Like, you don't even get 24 hours. Like, I get it. I would have been sobbing. If the sobbing wouldn't have stopped at the altar, I probably would have still been crying. But
No.
Gladys, go on, girl. You got it. But yeah, y'all, that was the episode. Tyra, any other thoughts on the Gilded Age season 3, episode?
Girl, poor Gladys. I hope she finds a ray of light at the end of that tunnel. I just hope she has at least one ally. Somebody said in the chat that her servant, the maid, that she doesn't go with her. She was just
No,
there for
she's
that.
training. Yeah, they say she's training the English staff to wait on her.
And then what, she leaves?
I guess she comes back home.
Oh God. Like, I hope somebody shows her a glimmer of kindness. And like, are they allowed to go check on Gladys? Or is anybody gonna go see about her? Is
Now,
Larry gonna go see
Bertha will
about
go just to throw some weight around and just be like, yeah, I'm the
her?
Duchess's mother. Like, that'll be it. But what
I,
else?
I just I just hope it's something like, I don't know. I'm not built to see Gladys suffer for a long period of time. She's so young and weak. Like, I just can't. Just don't put your hands on Gladys. Don't take advantage of her. Like, just that little consummation moment. I was like, oh my God,
It was
is he?
awful.
I didn't know how far he was gonna take that. I was like,
Yeah, it
I
was
swear I
quick.
thought he was gonna grab Gladys and say, look, Todd being nice to your ass. Get on this bed. I was like, oh, I, I just
If
didn't
she would
know.
have resisted, if she would have like resisted or been like, no, because immediately when she said, aren't you tired? I'm tired. It's a long day. It was like, no, we're going to do this. This is your duty. Okay. All right, bud. I knew it
Oh,
was going to be a disaster, but
I
we're going
don't
to
know.
see.
I hope somebody go see about Gladys. Don't make us wait too long for somebody to go see about her.
Gladys, go see her, go see her. But you guys, that was the episode. Thank you guys so much for being here. I think we got up. We're still at 156 people, so thank y'all. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't miss a thing. We're live every single Monday night to talk the Gilded Age, and we're here for other things too. So just be aware. We have something going on almost every night of the week. Tyra, anything else you want to let people know before we get out of here for the night?
Y'all, we are on season 3 of Game of Thrones. Proud of myself, if I should say so. I made it, y'all, even though it's like 8 seasons. I'm proud. We are on season 3, episode 2 of Game of Thrones. I've never seen it, you guys. We do our Tuesday watch alongs. We over there, so please join us tomorrow for that. And as usual, all of our links for things coming up in the week are always spread out. So as Ashley said, put the notifications on and join us, please.
Absolutely. And thank y'all so much for being here. Have the most amazing night ever. And we will see y'all tomorrow.
Tell me why you crying.